Hello and welcome to Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics. This is Cyrus. I have another video for you guys tonight, and we're talking about the nature of how do we integrate so-called spirit people into our culture, what do we call them, and stuff like that. So that's our topic tonight. And before we get started, if you like these crazy metaphysical subjects, go down, hit that subscribe button, like the video, share it, hit that notification bell. All that does a lot to help support this little operation we have going here. All right, so I have up on the screen, of course, Casper the Friendly Ghost, Hollywood's depiction of the spirit, and we have something similar coming out soon with the Pixar's Soul, which will again be depictions of people from the other side being floating marshmallow types of entities, which there's a lot of cultural reasons why people find individuals on higher dimensions to look this way. There are actual reasons why, including how sometimes they materialize to us in an ineffective way and actually may look like a phantasm, and that's why culturally we think of them that way. But we know that they're not actually this way. It's a misconception of what the afterlife is like. And a big question or a thought on my mind lately is, what is the future of this research in this area? And I think part of that future is the integration of individuals, people in higher dimensions, with our dimension, to be able to bring them into this world in a way where it's almost, it's common to communicate and understand and respect who they are, and know that they're not like these ghosts that go boo in the night, not like what are those are the villains of Casper the Friendly Ghost you see on the screen right now. They don't look like those guys. They don't look like the Stay Puft's Marshmallow Man. They don't look like any of those things. But actually, they, according to first-hand reports that we've chronicled on this channel for a long time, often they look like you and me, sometimes more beautiful versions of us, actually. And when they've materialized to us in accounts of direct materialization, even like the great Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who pioneered the stages of grief, when she had experiences like this, she said that they were completely real and physical people, just like us. But this leaves the question then, how do we refer to them? How do we integrate them properly? And that's not an easy task. One issue is the word spirit, because spirit is technically, it's the essence of something, isn't it? The spirit of romance, the spirit of the Rockies, it's the essence of somebody. It's not a tangible thing, and that definition of a passed over person being a spirit is actually steeped in a level of materialism. It's the idea, well, the individual doesn't exist anymore, just the spirit and the memory and the essence. And we know that's all hogwash. That's what we're trained to believe in the materialist society. Now, since we're moving into a post-materialist world, we don't have to keep using them. So I've heard other definitions to refer to them, including Etherians, which is an interesting. I'm willing to listen to that, but how do we fully define what makes somebody ethereal? It's a little bit difficult. I've also heard there's a series of books. I forget the author. They call them the Arisen. I don't like that terminology very much, because they didn't rise up. They're just us continuing to exist, right? Now, the more recent term that's being used is post-material person. And Mark Pitstick talked about this a few videos back when I interviewed him. So Gary Schwartz and Pitstick, they use that term for their lab research in communication with them, which is going phenomenally and proving all of this right now beyond any doubt. And during the lab research, they call them post-material persons, PMPs. And I do like this terminology, although it sounds a little bit politically correct, doesn't it? It kind of reminds me, you're going to get somebody on the other side all irate sometime, like, well, excuse me, but I don't identify as a spirit. I identify as a post-material person. Thank you very much. And then they go complain on their astral Tumblr blog or something like that. That's kind of the impression I get. But even as a very PC-sounding term, I think it's technically more accurate. I'll probably keep using spirit because it's what people know. And that's the tough thing, is how do you, like if I say amazing contact experiences with PMPs, nobody scrolling through YouTube is going to click that video because they don't know what the heck a PMP is. So like an EMP, is it something to do with PMS? Like what? So that's going to be a tough one to integrate. But another element of this is just how do we eventually incorporate them in a normal way. And that's going to, I think, involve technology. Now, will we in this generation have technology to just turn on a video and be able to see them living their lives on these higher dimensions? I don't know. They're certainly working at it right now. We get something close to that with Rinaldi's work, and we have multiple verifiable accounts of the voice or the image or the presence of Nikola Tesla appearing at these different labs. And so we know he's there working behind the scenes and getting all this going. But if eventually it gets to that point, then probably what we'd be referring to them as is what I've learned in my astral trips, right? So during astral projection trips, when I really know I'm on that side and I'm talking to people and getting people together and asking questions, they don't know this stuff about spirits or post-material persons. To them, they're just people, they're just humans, right? At least on the astral level, they don't see that distinction. Like, they're humans, we're humans. It's just that the actual characteristic is that they're on a higher dimensional level of existence than this one, which to them is a normal level, and we're the abnormal level. Do they give us some weird name like materially trapped persons, MTPs maybe? I don't know. But they don't call each other PMPs or whatever. They are just people, human beings like we are. Now, obviously, if somebody, again with the PC stuff, doesn't identify with being human, then you'll know because they're walking around. They actually are no longer human because they're a freaking centaur walking around with a bow and arrow, whatever the heck they like to do. Because on that side, you can transform yourself and turn into other entities if that's really what you want. Or you can reincarnate as a different species, then come back to that side again as that species. But the ones who look and have the human body parts are still humans. And then, sometimes you'll meet non-humans and then they'll identify as something else. I've met different species identifying in different ways, from kind of succubus type creatures to kind of like extraterrestrial type things to what else have I met? Like kind of like fairy type creatures. So, there's quite a bit of diversity with that. But ultimately, what I'm hoping for is, of course, a world where where their existence is recognized by us and integrated into our culture. So that's kind of one of the main goals ultimately with all of this work. And that, of course, will do a lot for this world and how we see mortality and then, the way we look at our lives here. Now, I don't think it may be that they'll never fully integrate because we have to live our lives here, right? They can't just, invade this world, or what's the point of even living here? So we have to kind of have our own cosmic space, so to speak. But to just know that the way that it operates is that there's higher dimensions of existence, I don't think it's going to cheapen this world because it's still disconnected enough from our day-to-day life. But if only we could just have access to that so that we could know, so it's a lifeline, especially to take a bite out of the extreme and imbalanced level of grief and suffering that we have to deal with on this side. So those are my thoughts tonight. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about this complicated, crazy subject. What do you think is the best way to refer to these guys, crossed over individuals, higher dimensional people? What do you call them, if anything? What about my idea of just calling them people? I don't know, but we do have to find a way to contrast them to us so that we can refer to them properly. I don't know. I'm confused. what do you see in the future when it comes to integrating them into this culture? So discuss down below. And if you like this kind of stuff, then check out books like Understanding Life After DEATH on afterlifetopics.com, or The Afterlife and Beyond, my more recent book that came out in 2018, delving deeper into complex metaphysical subjects. And I had a third book, by the way, that was on the way, but a lot of those plans got halted because of the worldwide apocalypse. Hopefully get back to working on that in the near future, but that project was requiring me traveling to specific places around the world for research purposes, and that of course has been put on hold. And but if you want to support this work, head over to the patreon.com/afterlife topics, get involved with our classes, just shoot me a message. I'm easy to reach, easy to contact, or just ask me a question anyway. You can even hit me up on Instagram. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.